Hey girl. I've been really excited about making more makeup content. I've been getting a lot of comments on my content about doing makeup tutorials and more makeup videos. So this is going to be the first in a lot of more makeup content here on this channel. And if you're glad that I'm adding more makeup content to the channel, comment makeup down below. That way I know that y'all are actually interested and I will continue to put more makeup videos on this channel. So this is the makeup that I'll be showing you how to do in today's video. I tried to go into as much detail as possible to help you recreate this look. It's a really fun, really festive, and sort of simple holiday glam. A full cut crease with a bold red lip. I hope you enjoy this video. If you're ready to learn, let's go ahead and get started. I have not done a makeup video in so long, so I'm actually quite nervous, but let's get into it. Starting off, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows with this Wet n Wild pencil in the shade Sema Brown. That's the shade for this brow pencil. Now, normally I would fill in my brows in the shade Pretty and Meek. It's a little bit darker and more cool tone. But since I have the blonde hair today, I'm going to go a little bit lighter with this one in the shade Sema Brown. I don't spend too much time making my brows perfect because I know that I'm going to clean them up anyway. So I know they look crazy, but rock with me, okay? Alright, I'm going to go in with this Urban Decay Quickie Concealer. And I'm going to use that to clean up my brows. Alright, so my brows are done. I'm going to be using this really old. You're not going to be able to find this. If you do, you're that girl. But I promise you, you're not going to be able to find this palette. It's really old. It's from the brand Profusion. It's their Sultry palette. But I love this eyeshadow palette. It is great for like every type of makeup look. Even though you're not going to be able to find this palette, I'm going to sort of explain to you the shades I'm using so that you can find the shades on your own, possibly with whatever palettes that you do have. We're going to be doing a neutral cut crease, and I've got my brushes ready. So I like to start off in the crease with a shade that is similar or slightly lighter than my natural shade up here. I'm going to go with this one right here because it's the closest to my skin tone within this palette. And I'm going in with just a big fluffy eyeshadow brush. This one does have a bit of a red undertone, and that's okay because it's going to match the lip that I'm doing. Now you'll notice that you can barely see that, and that's the whole purpose. Now normally I would go in with a shade that's like a neutral brown, but listen, I'm not trying to be here blending colors all day. I don't want you here blending colors all day. So I'm gonna go in with this deep dark brown right here, this one right here, and I'm gonna put that deep into the folds of my crease. It's best to do this when you're looking down so you can really see your eye shape. And I'm also doing a little bit at a time. I'm not packing it on. It's a lot easier to blend when you go bit by bit. And then I'm going to go back in with that other neutral shade, and I'm going to blend out the edges. No added product, just going to blend out the edges so we don't have any harsh lines of demarcation. And then, of course, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now comes the fun part. We're going to cut the crease, and I'm going to be using this HD concealer from Nika K. And I'm using this one in the shade number 4. It's a very cool tone beige. And I'm going with cool tones because my undertones are neutral with a hint of cool, so I prefer to stay on the cool side. And I'm going to take an angled flat brush and I'm going to use that to carve out my crease. Now when carving out your crease, you're literally just going to follow the natural curve of your eye. If you have hooded eyes, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. What you want to do is place some concealer on the center of your lid, look up, look down, and I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I didn't use enough concealer. You can see that the concealer made a bit of an indent right there. And you're gonna follow where the concealer sort of left its mark. You're gonna use that as a guide to where to put your concealer. So that way, whenever your eyes are open, you'll be able to see the cut crease fully. I don't have hooded eyes, but I know having hooded eyes, it can be difficult doing a cut crease. But if you follow that tip, then it'll really help make it stand out. Now, I have a habit of doing half cut creases because I don't know, they just feel so comfortable and familiar to me. But I think I'm gonna switch it up and do a full cut crease today. Let's be bold. Now, the difference between a half cut crease and a full cut crease, if I were doing a half cut crease, I would basically just cut it off right here or like 2/3 of my eye. Whereas a full cut crease, we're gonna take it all the way down. We just wanna take it all the way down. And a little trick with cut creases, you can pretty much fan them out however you want to. The more, obviously, the more upward you bring it, the straighter you make it towards the end, the more lifted your eye is going to look. Whereas if you bring it down, the more rounded your eye is going to look. Today, I'm going to lift it up just a little bit to give my eye a little bit more of a lifted look. And if you've never done a cut crease before, girl, give yourself some grace. I promise you, it's not going to be perfect, but it's not the end of the world. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. All right, now I have both sides outlined with that concealer. I'm going to go back into my eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to go in with this really pale, really pale sort of neutral beige right here. And I don't remember what this brush is called, but it's a flat tip eyeshadow brush, really good for packing on eyeshadow. You can also use those little sponge tip eyeshadow things. I don't know what they call, and I don't have an example of one right now, but I'll put up a picture so you can know what I'm talking about. Those are also really great for packing on eyeshadow. And I am just going to pack this all over that concealer. Really doing a stippling motion because we really want to pack it on. We're not focusing on blending, we're focusing on packing on as much eyeshadow as possible, making it as pigmented as possible. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now to clean up the cut, because obviously it got a little bit messy, we're going to go in with a sort of dense angled eyeshadow brush. Can you see that? Now, it's not fluffy. We don't want fluffy. We want angled, but we want dense because we don't want to put a little bit of product, we're putting a lot. I'll give you an example. This is another angled tip brush, but as you can see, this one's a lot smaller than this one. We want something with a little bit more density to it, okay? And where did I put my eyeshadow palette? You know, that's the thing with doing makeup. It's always, you always putting something down and losing it. How do I lose a whole eyeshadow palette? There it is, okay. So we're gonna go back into the eyeshadow palette, and we're gonna go back in with that same deep neutral chocolatey brown and put that, like, really focus it in the crease. Be very precise. We are cleaning up those edges. And then you're going to go back to the same brush I used before to blend that out. And again, the same transition brush, and again, blend that. Most of the time, if your makeup doesn't come out right, it's because you were not blending enough. Really take your time and blend that out. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. All right, and to finish off the eye makeup, I'm going to go in with the same concealer before. This one, the HD concealer from Nika K in the shade number 4. And I'm going to clean up my brows again because I really like clean brows and they sometimes get a little bit messy from the eyeshadow. And I'm using this shade specifically because it works as a good highlight under the brow as opposed to the shade that I used the first time. And I don't know about y'all, but I almost always have one brow that behaves. and then one that want to act up. But it is what it is. Now, moving on to the face. My face routine is pretty much the same. I do the same base. I just sometimes switch up the products. Right now, I'm using Urban Decay, their new foundations. I don't remember the exact name of them, but I have two different shades. I first go in with the shade number 33. It's a deep neutral, and I pretty much use that to spot correct. I don't necessarily put foundation all over my face. And then I'll go in with the shade number 37. It's a really deep neutral, and I use that basically to contour and bronze. So like I said, I'm first going to go in with this shade number 33, and I like to use it with a brush because I get the most coverage that way. I'm using a very dense stippling brush, and I have the most discoloration around my chin, so that is where I'll add the most product. But I do love this foundation because it's buildable. You can wear it lightweight. You can do like a sheer finish if you use it with a beauty blender. You can go super full coverage if you just pack on more product. And also it's self-setting, so you do not need setting powder. It dries down to a matte finish, and I actually love that. And it is pretty long wearing. I haven't tested the longevity of it, but I've been using it for about a month now, and I can say that it is pretty long wearing. I do think after about 8 or 10 hours it does start to transfer and stuff, but before that, it's because it's self-setting, it lasts a pretty long time. It also doesn't oxidize. What else? It doesn't make my skin super oily or greasy looking. Yeah, it's a pretty good foundation. Now, it's not my favorite foundation. My favorite foundation is Discontinued. It's by Anastasia. I still have a little bit of that left, but I'm gonna cry when I run out, so I haven't been using it. I've just been using this lately. This is what I like for my foundation to look like. I don't necessarily like for it to look like I'm wearing foundation. I really like a sort of subtle enhancement. You can still kind of see my dark spots and my blemishes, my beauty marks and everything. And I do sort of like for them to peek under my makeup just a little bit, because it makes it look, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes it look, I don't know. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Okay. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I like. And then I'm going to go in with this fluffy angled brush, and I'm going to use that with the darker shade of this foundation and basically just contour and bronze my face. Now, I made the mistake when I first was trying this foundation of using this shade as my foundation shade, and girl, that was not cute. And now for under eyes, I'm going to use the same concealers that I used earlier, that Urban Decay Quickie Concealer again. And I'm going to put that sort of directly under my eyes, but more so in the center. Not sure how to explain it, but you'll follow along and see what I mean. Don't take it to the inner corner. I just keep it in line with my pupils. And then I'm going to go in with Nika K HD Concealer in the shade number 4, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. I'm also going to use this shade to highlight my nose. When I highlight my nose, I just like to do an exclamation point, basically. Do a line straight down and then a little circle in the middle. And those are pretty much the only places that I highlight. I highlight according to my face shape and what I want to accentuate. Feel free to highlight however you do your highlight, okay? But that's what I like to do. I like to give that a minute to dry down, and then I will blend it out with my beauty blender. And for my nose highlight, I like to blend that out using a little eyeshadow brush instead of the beauty sponge, just because I want to make sure it stays exactly where I put it at. And then I'm going to go in and blend out any harsh lines. If we don't like that, I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush, no extra product, and just blend out the edges. Now that that is done, I'm going to set all of my concealer using this Makeup Revolution translucent setting powder. I'm not going to bake. I'm a little too old to be baking, okay? I don't like my skin being super dry. Using this teeny tiny powder puff, I'm just going to go in and set my makeup. I'm using just a little bit of powder. First, I want to make sure that there's no creases in my makeup before I start setting it. So I'm going to blend out again and then immediately set. Set. And I've only been using this setting powder for a little bit. I just got it maybe 2 weeks ago. And it's actually really good. And it was affordable. I think it was maybe like $6. The powder is very fine and it is actually translucent. Like, it doesn't add any extra color to my makeup. It doesn't make it look pale or anything. All right, that's pretty much all the places that I put powder. Now we're gonna do some fun things. I'm gonna go in with my Nika K contour duo kit. I'm going to use both of these shades to contour and bronze my face, but I'm doing it very lightly because I already have a pretty defined contour. And I'm also going to bronze my nose just a little bit. I don't like putting contour powder on my nose. I feel like that's a little too harsh. I am going to go in with just a little bit of the bronzer and blend that out, of course. I do like for my nose contour to be very, very, very subtle. And moving on to blush, I'm using this Nika K New York blush palette. It's called Pink Crush. And I'm going to be using this sort of Barbie pink shade. It has a little bit of sparkle to it. This one right here. I love this shade. It also acts as a little bit of a highlight. And I also like to focus my blush sort of at the center of my cheeks in alignment with my pupils. And again, I do that according to my face shape because I do have a longer face, not a wider face. I like to keep it here. I do have a video on my YouTube channel about how to do a face analysis to help you determine your makeup placement. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave that right up here. See how that just sparkles. All right, so face is almost done. I'm gonna go in with some setting spray, the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and just spray that all over. And then to help my makeup like really stay into like, you know, I like to pack in, push in that setting spray, make sure it's really in there and help everything just melt into place. All right, now mascara. This mascara is nothing special. I don't even remember where I got it from. I think I just picked it up one day. I needed some extra mascara and just grabbed it. Now, when you're doing a cut crease, you would be very careful with top lash mascara, okay? Do not want to mess up all that hard work. And the best way to make sure you don't make a mistake is to make sure you're looking down when you're doing your mascara. I am going to put on lashes, so I'm not putting on a lot of mascara, just enough to recolor my lashes so that they blend in with the false lashes. We are almost done. Now for lashes, I'm going to be using some magnetic lashes. I found these ones on Amazon. They come in like a whole kit. You get 14 pair of lashes. It also comes with 2 magnetic liners and an eyelash holder. But yeah, I have been wearing lashes for a very long time. I have tried almost every lash extension out there. And if you ask me personally, magnetic lashes are like the best option. What I don't like about any of the other lashes is, to put it plainly, the glue. It don't matter what kind of glue it is. I have tried almost every lash glue out there. They all stick to my lashes and make my lashes come out. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to risk my natural lashes just to be wearing some falsies. Okay, I want to be able to wear falsies and still have actual eyelashes. So this is the best option. It comes with an eyeliner, and the eyeliner is magnetic. So all you have to do is add the eyeliner to your eyelid, and most of the time you're going to do that anyway. With this look, I'm going to do a winged liner, but I'm going to keep it really simple, y'all. That ended up being way more dramatic than I intended it to be, but we're here now. That's not perfect. I messed up a little bit, but it is what it is. Now, the eyeliner does take time to dry, so while that dries, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the lips. Now, I'm not 100% sure what lip combo I want to do today, so we can just wing it. I want to do a red lip, slightly ombre. I'm going to try this lip liner from Juvia's Place. It is in the shade Wine, and I'm going to line my lips with that. And I'm going to clean up that liner with some foundation. All right. Now, I'm going to go in with this NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in the shade Cherry Skies. And I'm going to put that pretty much where I put the lip liner. Yeah. Now for the center of my lips, I'm gonna go in with Juvia's Place liquid lipstick in the shade Red Velvet. And this is like a very true blue red. I love this color. Whoa, that was a lot. Okay, and now the lip's done, the liner should be done, so let's go ahead and put on some lashes. I really like these sort of wispy style ones right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put those on. And putting on magnetic lashes is so simple. It's just a lot easier than putting on any other type of lash. All you gotta do is pop that bad boy right on top of the liner and it sticks. Okay, so that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun doing this. I definitely need to do more makeup tutorials. If you agree, if you would love to see more makeup videos and tutorials on this channel, comment makeup down below. That'll let me know that you all are actually interested and that I should definitely keep making more makeup videos. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more content and videos like this. I will have everything that I used in today's video linked down in the description box below. So if you're interested in purchasing any of the products or learning more information about them, I will have all of the links available for you. But that's it for today. Merry Christmas, you guys, and happy holidays. I hope you're able to really enjoy your holidays and spend some much needed time either alone or with your family and friends. Although I love talking about beauty here on this channel and helping you look your absolute best, I want to make sure that you are feeling your absolute best. So during this holiday season, make sure you are doing whatever is needed for you to feel like your best self. If that's alone time, if that's spending more time with families and reconnecting, if that's hanging out with your friends, do whatever is going to feel good for you. Do not get too caught up in this holiday season, stressing and worrying about gift giving and having to work to make extra money. Capitalism has really taken over our lives, and I don't want your main focus to be about how much you can earn so that you can spend. Really make sure that you're using this holiday season to pour into yourself so that you can pour into the people around you. But that's it. That's all I have for today. I love you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one.